Hi all, right back again, more enemy action Kharkov, German solo. This will be the start of part 82. I did attach that last bit on to finish off 81. So this is part 82. We have 4 cards left. The Soviets have 4 cards left. It's their impulse. We are sitting where we want to be sitting. Like I said at the end of the last part, we've got them sitting at 16 victory points. We do own Kharkov, so that is sitting just at victory conditions. As long as I've not done any major way wrong. Well, it's looking good, but we've still got 4 Soviet cards. So we're about to see 2 of them. And yeah, let's just get on that. Let's just get on that, Grant, and see if we can make this actually happen. Right, here we go. Right, 69th Army, it's the primary card. And 69th Army. Okay. So that's going to be the command card. That's going to be the auxiliary card. They're not going to... Yeah, they've got both forward support markers. Well, that's 2 nice gentle... Well, they do have... Right, it's not got assault coordination here. Yeah, that's what I should have been looking at. Yeah, again, we get this card up first. I really do feel like these last 2 turns, the cards have come out so well for us, I think. I think that's probably what's made this look like a possibility. Because I don't feel like I've done anything really, really clever. Some of the things pointed out to me and some of the things I noticed later looked like kind of daft moves, to be honest. But so I feel like I've maybe had a big chunk of luck with the way the cards have come out. But who knows? Maybe I've done some things good. Well, it certainly looks like it was worthwhile taking the isolated marker off of Kharkov. It certainly looks like that was. But still 2 more cards here, Grant. And we've got to get through these 2. Okay, so the event and the auxiliary card is from turn 5 for forward support. Both forward support markers are on the map. So that's not going to apply. So it's going to sit there and it's going to offer air power. Or it's more than likely going to assign... Well, maybe not. I'm not so sure they've got any reduced units actually. 1-step units in 69th Army. Oh, actually, hang on, I think I can see one just beside Kharkov. So I think that might happen. So I don't think we'll get 2 activations of them. Right, okay, so that's not getting played just now. We want to activate all units in the 69th Army. So we'll get to see if there is a 1-step unit out there. I think there is. Yeah, so let's get down to that then. Okay, so 69th Army. Well, actually, let me move that 40th Army. I think that's where the 1-step unit is. Yeah, it was indeed. So, well, actually, we're going to activate these, aren't we? So, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Is that it? There are only 4? Nothing hiding. There is. There's another one hiding there. See, so I mean, these are all round Kharkov, so you can see that. Well, if they get the chance to attack, remember we do get to draw. They will get to draw a combat tactic, and if that assault coordinates, then it brings some more strength in. However, I don't feel like they're going to have the strength to start the attack in the first place, are they? And is that everybody then? Yeah, I think so. So only 5 units, and like I say, this is a 1-step unit. So that could take up the second half of their impulse with the other card and just assign that as a replacement point, which I would be fine with. Okay, well, let's get them activated. So let's just see what they are going to do. Now they are furnace front markers away. They don't have a, well, they wouldn't have an army objective anyway, that would be away as well. So these are going to operate with 9.22, so slightly different. And yeah, let's get down to that, because starting game turn 6, Soviet operational limit applies, certain movement methods. Yeah, and we use this from turn 5 if the front objective marker's been removed from play, which it has. Okay, so take a VP hex. No. There's no VP hex. It's the only German VP hex that they have got some interest in is Kharkov. So, and it's not empty yet, so they can't wander into that. Open a supply line. Probably not any issues with any units around this area. And I think that they need to open the supply line for the active front units. So I don't think there's any Vornes front units that are in any of that trouble at all. No, I'm not seeing supply issues at all. So let's just move on. Right, 3 to Soviet VP hex. And this is the one that's in ascending order, remember. And I found it a little strange, but we'll not go into that anymore. We've said enough on that, and we will find out. So 3A, move to a Soviet VP hex. Move to a Soviet VP hex target for the active front is empty, garrisoned, or occupied by only one step, and to which a German unit's proximate or German supply is traceable. Well, we've got this one and this one. Well, you know what? That guy's not going to move. I said once he moved in there, he's probably sitting there the rest of the game, isn't he? Because he is already in. He's a unit starting stacked with one or fewer other steps in a VP hex to which a German unit's proximate or German supply is traceable. Because this is German map edge. So right away this guy is locked in, and I know I've jumped ahead with the order of things. In actual fact, I've not. He's unit selector number 10. He is the lowest one they've got. So there you go. So that's him locked in. He's not doing anything. These other ones, now could they move 1, 2, 3? No, they can't reach there. And they can't reach there. So I'm not even going to look if German supply is traceable to them. They cannot reach it. And Zimiev got covered the last, 3B will kick in. Soviet infantry unit only. If paragraph 3A does not apply to the unit, then move to a VP hex occupied only by Soviet armoured units, regardless of German proximity or supply trace. And then an infantry unit starting a VP hex stacked only with armoured units do not move by this or any subsequent method. Well, this is only stacked by armour. This has got infantry in it. Yeah. So this one's only stacked by armour. And in ascending order, well, unit 11 would be next. So he's wanting to go and relieve. Yeah. And it doesn't, yeah, well, it is targeted for his front anyway. So he's going to move 1, 2 into here. That's alright, 1, 2 breaking zone of control, 3 into there. Hasn't broken any restrictions. These guys are still surrounded. That's more strength just moving away from Kharkov, which is fine by my point of view. Yeah, he's relieving the armoured unit in Chugev, so yeah. And none of the other ones, like I say, this guy would maybe have, but he's got infantry in there, so that one doesn't apply. This one's got infantry now as well, and yeah, not that I could reach that. Right, so we've just got these 3 other units to move. So what was that? That was 3. 4 is avoid surround. If nearly surrounded, none of them are nearly surrounded. Yeah, the nearest German unit is here. He's surrounded himself. All the 2 Reich units are way down below. I suppose you could maybe consider these up here, but the garrison's all in the way. Yeah, none of them are nearly surrounded. Adjacent to German VPX. So move to a hex adjacent to a German VPX targeted for the active front and in which the moving unit would not be nearly surrounded. Well, they're all adjacent to Kharkov, and that's only German VPX they could consider being. So a Soviet unit starting in a hex adjacent to a qualified German VPX and not nearly surrounded does not move by this or any subsequent method. There you go. So they're going to walk in there. The other three of them are just going to walk in there. Now they might well adjust. I think this guy's going to go into the empty hex there maybe. So we're doing this in ascending order. So unit 12 as first. So he's not going to move, but he is possibly going to adjust with 9.25. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mean he's only. Well, he could move into here as well, couldn't he? Or is that fully stacked? No, it's got an IP marker on the bottom, so there's only 2 units in that. So he could actually move into here, here, or here. However, this is not an empty hex, so we know it's going to be one of these two. So 9.25, they're all in the operational limit. The unit, I wouldn't call it surround, the unit's already surrounded, they're all in support. It's not occupied by or adjacent. Not occupied by or adjacent to a Soviet unit, adjacent to the same German unit. That one's occupied by, that one may be adjacent, that one may be adjacent. So no, it doesn't break it down. An empty garrison hex, so that takes that one away, like I said. So it's either going to be one of these two. Hex not occupied by an active unit. Can't break it down any further than that. Tiebreakers are, there's not an objective marker for them. Empty hex, not an objective marker. And our closest to hex and Soviet support, they're in support. Highest numbered hex, so it would be this one. So he will adjust by going 1, 2 breaking zone of control, 3, 4 back into there for what it's worth. Okay, and then unit 14 would be next. Yeah, it's ascending order, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so, well, he's actually going to adjust into this empty hex, isn't he? Oh, this guy might adjust into this hex now. So, yeah, 9.25, and it's going to come down to empty hex. So he's going to go 1, 2, breaking zone of control, 3 back into there. And yeah, then this guy's going to adjust as well. They're going to have the guy completely surrounded and that he's not got a retreat hex, which makes some sense. So this unit would move with 9.25, 1, 2, 3 into the woods, 1 breaking zone of control, 2, and then 4 back along the road, adjacent again. And that's an empty hex. Is that right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay, that's them all moved then. Well, apart from the guy that's locked in and not going to do anything. So, well, a quick glance at attack checks mean they don't have any reserves. A couple of third tank units there. That's only bad. I mean, if we get a third tank activation again, that could be our only sort of possible. Well, I think mainly the main worry is if we end up with an assault coordination in the auxiliary card box. I think that's possibly the one worry. Okay, yeah, so and the auxiliary card's got air power on it, so it's not got assault coordination. So doing a check here, we've got 3, 5, we've got 7 strength against 10. So yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening. They've not got any other units adjacent to German units. So nothing's doing. This guy's not going to bounce back to reserves because he's going to expose that. He can't build an IP. That is it. They are done. Yeah, that's another card away. Now I'll just adjust the units back. Okay, and we've got an auxiliary card still left and the auxiliary cards box. So we're going to play this now. It's not turn 1 to 2, but from turn 5 we're going to assign a replacement point to the army. And just to double check that for the Soviets. This they do need, I think they need reserve supply, don't they? It's 16, isn't it? Replacements. Soviet replacement step is assigned to a unit in the named army in the following priority order. Well, they only have this one unit here. All the rest are full strength. This one's got 1 step. So the restrictions are unit consisting of only 1 step at full strength. That's not the case. Unit start with 6 steps. A unit in the reserve units box, a destroyed unit, a Soviet unit in a hex outside Soviet support. No, it's in support. So an on-map unit must be in supply and able to trace supply in order to receive replacements. Additionally, a Soviet unit must be able to trace reserve supply. The unit may be in an enemy's controlled hex and may be dispersed. So this unit can trace reserve supply. He's on the road that can take him to do it. So, and they only get to assign 1 replacement point. And that's all they're wanting to replace. So that unit gets replaced back to full strength, and that's done. So we've got 2 cards left. And I'm like, can I get this finished? Can I maybe, I don't know. I want to see the last 2 cards, don't I? I was thinking I've got a bit more time tomorrow after work, I think. And well, I don't need to head off to bed tomorrow so early. So I was thinking, right, okay, I'll maybe get down and I'll do a bit today and then we'll save the last sort of couple of impulses for tomorrow. It's tempting to just push on just now, isn't it? Because that's only 17 minutes gone. I mean, all I need to do is, I think it's just keep hold of these 3 cards, play this, I don't really want to do anything, I just want to see what the last 2 cards are. Yeah, it feels like a shame just stopping now, Grant. I don't have loads of time left just now though, that's the only thing. But I'm wanting to know. I'm wanting to know what the cards are. Well, I guess we could get our impulse done and look at the 2 cards, and we might actually look at the 2 cards and say, let's just get this finished, because they might be straightforward, there might be a whole lot of nothing. Yeah. But then what? We've still got to, well, if we know we've got the victory conditions, we don't need to do anything with our cards, do we? That seems a bit of a crappy finish though. Grant, could you not try and do something? Well, it doesn't benefit us. Yeah, I don't think it benefits us anymore if we know we've got the victory conditions. It's not that we can better that, is it? Well, we can from the number point of view, I suppose. We could say, right, if we, because what I was thinking, I suppose I could have a go at Wazovia if I knew there was no danger. Try and take that victory point back. That reduces them down to 15 or whatever. But I don't really need to do that as long as I've got them below 17. Right, okay. Right, well, you know what? I'm going to push on. I'm just going to push on. And I'm going to play this. And that leaves me with the 3 the 3 big cards left, and hopefully the Soviets just, well, they're going to play their next 2 cards. The only thing they can then do after that is draw combat tactics. So what am I going to do with this then? And I've only got these 2 units here, and then units in Kharkov, and then this unit here, which I'm not going to do anything with him either, am I? Yeah, I think just, well, I don't know. I suppose there's a temptation to sort of say, well, move adjacent to these guys and attack them, but I don't really want to do anything that's... I know it's probably not taking a risk, but it's not necessary, so... Yeah, there's nothing I really need to do, is there? This could be a whole lot in anything, you know. I could just build an IP on one of the guys. I suppose I could move one of them into here. Build an IP on the other one. Yeah, it does feel like a bit of a shame. I mean, that's got assault coordination on it as well. And I'm looking thinking, well, wait now, Grant, you could maybe make an attack here and assault coordinate and yeah. No, because I don't need to do any of that, it's daft, I think. All I really want to do is see these next 2 cards and see if I've got time to finish it today. So, well, I think I will move one of these units into there. And I think I'll just leave the other one there. And build an IP. But I know it seems a bit rubbish again. But you can see where I'm at here. I just want to play things, just let things go, let the Soviet cards finish. So yeah, that kind of blocks that a little bit. I mean, if I do want to go nuts, this Army Group South card, I could place the camp group there, right, and grab everything there. If I wanted to. But I mean, all I'm going to be doing there is eliminating a unit or 2 maybe. Whereas, so my better option to try and do anything would be to try and take a victory point back, you know. I mean, there's Krasnograd. I mean, that's empty. Well, I say it's empty. It's got a garrison on it, so it's like moving adjacent first, and then... Yeah, that would... yeah, it would only remove the... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. Yeah, he could actually move adjacent to that. It's possible I could take an arc up. Well, you know what? Let's see what these last 2 cards are, Grant. Right, I think I'm done. I hope I'm not missing anything simple here, because it's not been the first time that's happened to me, and I've realised later, and I thought, oh no, there's nothing to worry about. He says, no, there's not any that could go there. No, I'm fine, I'm done. That's it. Right, let's just go on. Let's move on, and let's just draw these last 2 cards and find out our fate. Or, like I say, if there is going to be a lot more to do with these last 2 cards, then I might not get this finished. I might save it to tomorrow. But I've got 3 cards left. Yeah, let's do it. Right, the last 2 Soviet cards are... Right, Mobile Group Popov, it's a full activation. And 6 army units. So none of these are primary. This has got a command value 3, this has got a command value 1. It's got fixed artillery, which I'm fine with. Oh, this is the one they're going to assign a replacement point. Oh, come on, surely we're home free. Yeah, surely we're fine. Garrison Southwestern Front. Yeah, that might actually happen. Well, that's a bit annoying because that's a bit of a pain of an event to try and look at, isn't it? Well, I do think we're... Yeah, I do think we've got this, unless I'm missing something. And I think somebody would have told me, surely somebody would have pointed out the obvious to me by it now, because I've been going on about all this turn, about the possibility of hanging on here. Yeah. Okay, so, well, this event is going to trigger, so whether it's going to place a garrison or not, we need to have a look at it. So, let's go and have a look. Oh, and while we're at it, actually, Warren's made a comment on the part that I was obviously talking about. He said, for what it's worth, he would place a garrison as well. He would place a garrison if it was only on the VP towns. So that was 2 positives we got, and like I said, Tom Castle had replied to my question saying that he reckons it would happen as well. So that's good. Right, so we're looking for garrison front. Place garrison markers and hex target for the front named in the event. But we consider only Soviet units in the named front when checking for Soviet proximity to a garrison placement hex. It's not applied if no garrison markers can be newly applied. Okay, so it's 15. Well, actually, I've got the page open there. Okay. So, well, is there any Soviet towns in? Is there any Soviet VPA hexes from which Soviet supply can be traced for the Southwestern Front? That's not Southwestern Front anyway. I don't think that. Well, yeah, they've got Wazovia, but it's not empty. It's not. Yeah, it's going to be empty, isn't it? Yeah, so there's nothing, isn't there? Well, we've got this one up here is targeted for that front, but it's got a garrison, which means it's not empty as well, Grant. Right, okay. Yeah, so I don't think there is then. No, okay. So moving on then. So we're looking for to place a garrison marker in every empty village hex. Well, every empty Southwestern Front village hex that meets these requirements, and one of the ones to get us away is the very last one again, which is within the current Soviet operational limit. So that means it's got to be above that line, inside that line to start with. So it can be nothing outside of that. And then we want a Soviet unit proximate. Oh, well, actually, no, we don't need that because all the hexes are going to be in Soviet support anyway. So that's fine. Soviet supply needs to be traced from the hex. And then a German unit is not adjacent. A German unit will be proximate, or German supply can be traced. So I'll just pause and I'll have a look. I get the feeling the only possible ones could be these ones in here. There's nothing along here. All these are adjacent to German units. Whether anything else applies or not, they're all adjacent to German units. So, this one here, for instance, well, it's not German unit, not proximate to it though. So maybe not. Can German supply be traced to that hex? There's a Soviet unit proximate and Soviet supply can be traced. Can German supply be traced? I don't think so, because remember the garrisons are exerting their zone of control at this point. So yeah, so there's not a gap up through there, and there's not. Yeah, you'd need to be going away up and round. Well, in fact, no, I don't think there's. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Yeah, I get the feeling this might not actually happen, which is a bit annoying. So that means it will be another activation. Yeah, because the command card's going to assign a replacement point, isn't it? So 6 army activation. Well, 6 army units activation. I'm not worried about it, but right. Let me just pause and just double check. There's no any garrisons can be placed here. No, I really don't think there is. Don't think there's any, because we can't trace supply to any of these, and we've not got a German unit proximate to any of them either. Whereas before, when this guy had a bit of freedom, then these might have been an option, but he's all surrounded in just now. Yeah, and then the few over here, like I say, are all adjacent to German units. And we've got to stay above that red dotted line for operational limit. Right, so I'm going to say the event cannot happen then. So it's going to sit there. So we are going to play this command card, and it is turn 6, and we're going to assign 1 replacement point to mobile group Popov. I'm pretty sure there's going to be plenty to choose from. They've got eliminated units as well, so we'll need to find out how this is done this time. Okay, so the replacement command lists, this is 16.1, replacing most steps on page 45. The replacement command lists a number of replacement steps that may be replaced in the named formation per card play. 1 or 2 for the Germans, always 1 for the Soviets. Assign replacement steps to units in the formation up to but not exceeding the replacement steps listed on the card. Unused replacement steps are lost if not assigned and impulse received. Well, I think we've got to be able to replace or the card or that command doesn't get used. We would move on and activate all the units in the group. I'd rather just give them a replacement point right now rather than have Popov activate. So a Soviet replacement step is assigned to a unit in the named army in the following priority order, right? I think this is different to what we have. So the first priority is a non-mech unit in the eliminated units box. We've got 2 eliminated Popov units. I'll go and show you. So there's 2 eliminated unit Popov units, but they're both mechanized. So that would have been if it had some infantry in there, that would have been the first priority. So the second priority is a reduced 1-step non-mech unit on the map. Right, okay. Right, so what do we have? Well, there's 1 here to start with. These are 1-step infantry. Do you know what? That might be the only one. But then they've got mech units as well. This is full strength. And this is dispersed first guards. I'm not sure if dispersed matters or not. Hang on, what about the guy that's down here? He's armoured as well. Yeah, he is. So that's a 1-step, but it's a mech unit. That's a 1-step mech unit. These are full strength. Well, these are 2 steps. That's 2 steps. That's a 1-step mech unit. So I think that is the only one actually. He's a 2-strength infantry unit up there. Yeah. Okay, so well, he's the one that's going to get the replacement. So as long as, yeah, he's not breaking the restrictions, and as long as he can trace reserve supply, which he can, yeah, no issues there. Then he's going to take the replacement point. And that's that. Okay, so yeah, pity we just hadn't placed a garrison or we would be done. So we now do have an auxiliary card, and it is this. So activate 2 unit stacks and 6 army, not in a VP hex, and all army reserves. There is no army reserves. So let's have a look at what the 2 stacks are going to be. Okay, so not in a VP hex, so that counts that guy out. We've got a guy here, this guy here. What did I say? This was first guards, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, there's one down here and one here. Right, so it's not in a VP hex, and there's no reserves. Supplied, yeah, well, they're all supplied, and not surrounded. No, this guy isn't surrounded, actually. These aren't surrounded. No, none of them are surrounded. The high strength, and we're looking for 2 stacks, so clearly this is going to be one of the stacks, which is 4 strength, and in actual fact there's going to be this other one that's going to activate as well. So they might have another go at one of the 40 core units, I suppose. As long as they can't get at anything. I'm scouring about up there, looking up victory points that are empty and panicking. Right, so high strength, that would be 1, and then pretty sure that's going to be the other one, isn't it? Because that's a 4 and a 3. These are all 2s. That's a 1. I don't think I'm missing anything apart from them. Oh, hang on, is that? Oh no, that's in the VP hex, yeah. And that one's just got an IP marker underneath, right? Switch that about. Forgot about that. Not that it matters. Okay, so that's going to be the two units that activate then. I don't think we've got much to worry about really. So they still have their front objective. Yeah. It's still on the map, yeah, that's fine. So they're going to 9.21. Can they take a VP hex? Well, I hope not. No, there's nothing empty. I mean, the map edge ones, but I mean, they've not got there's no gap through there to go and get that. So no. Adjacent to German VP hex and near objective. No. That's enormous. See, you can't get around there either. No, can't get around there, and I don't think that'd be getting closer anyway. It'd be moving away. So yeah, no, there's none of that. Open a supply line. I think the guys in there are okay. Haven't I said that this guy can trace into there and into there, and they're on a road. I mean, I could probably mess about with that now, but at the moment it's fine. Yeah, none of the units up here have any issues. The ones further down, yeah, down beside Pradovka, but I think they're all unable to trace supply, but that's too far away for to help. Yeah, okay, so no. And then method 4, it cause surround in descending order. A Soviet unit already causing surround but not adjacent, because he's causing surround but he is adjacent, so but unit 7, well, I don't think he can surround anything else, can he? No, and he's got to keep this unit surrounded as well, so he can't really move away. Unit 1, however, Looking at these guys down here. No, we need to get right around the back there though, but 1, 2, 3, 4, that doesn't surround. And I don't think, you can't, well, yeah, we've already said there's no gap up there, so I can't get up around the back of them. No, I don't think I can see anything that can surround. No, I might be rushing through this just to try, because I don't think none of this is going to affect the outcome of the game now. I don't believe. So, right to Soviet VP Hex. Again, this is the one. This is only one step, but this is 9.21. It's not 9.22, or they might try and have went there, but yeah, there's no Soviet VP Hex they can move to. Adjacent to German VP Hex. Like I say, there's still no gap. They can't get up round there. Well, they would have tried to do that with movement method 2, wouldn't they? And can't get up through there as well. Kramatorsk or whatever it is, that one up there. And there's nothing out here. Pavlograd's away down here, but no. Adjacent to German unit of logistics Hex. Well, this one already is. However, that is surrounded, so he won't walk in with that, and he can't move elsewhere. I can't move him up into another one, because then that would it wouldn't break surround actually. So, actual fact, yeah, because it's in descending order, move adjacent to a German unit and logistics head for the active front and not currently surrounded. So I do actually think this guy will. I think because he can move, he could move 1, 2, 3 into here, or 1, 2, 3 into here, and be adjacent. Well, no, actually, can he move to that one? Is that guy still going to be surrounded if he moves up to there? I think he is, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Yeah. So yeah, Unit 7 can move to either of them. So 9.25 would... This is Unit 7. 9.25. So operational limit. Cause surround. No. Soviet support, yeah. Not occupied by or adjacent. No. Empty. Yeah, they're both empty. Not occupied by an active unit, yeah. Tiebreakers. Closest unit's objective marker. I think they're both the same. Yeah, they are both the same. Empty X, and then furthest in compass direction. Well, that one is slightly further west. So he's going to move, and he would move out and in, like 1, 2 breaking zone of control, 3 back into there. Now, is he breaking any restrictions? Can he still trace supply? Yeah, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, still needs to just get on that road, and that's fine. And this unit's still surrounded, so he's not done any harm there. Yeah, okay, that was fine. So can Unit 1 also do this? Because I think Unit 1 could... Well, yeah, he can move adjacent to logistics. He's got a few options this time. Well, he's got 2 different units to look at this time. Hang on, Grant. Did he have the same? Did he have 2 possible units to look at as well? Where was he? He was there, wasn't he? Because could he not move to here? Yeah, he could have Grant. That's a funny one though, because he's already adjacent to that. Well, hang on. Move adjacent to a German unit of logistics out for the active front and not currently yeah. This one was currently surrounded. That's why I looked at the other one. Yes, okay. And yeah, so I think that was right. And now while we're looking at this guy, we can't consider this because this is currently surrounded. However, this one is not currently surrounded. So he can move into here or here. And let's not mess about. 9.25 is going to put him in the empty hex. So he's going to move into there, I think. And they might well have an attack at that guy. Can't remember what. But he's a weakling as well. Ah, he is. Was that the guy they attacked already? No, can't remember. So, and then him moving from there to there, I don't think it's broke any restrictions either. Can he still trade supply? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he can still trade supply. He's not opened anything up. That's fine. Okay, well, let's just move on. Let's get it finished. And we can put this as a part. And yeah, whether I'm coming back, I don't know. I've got 3 cards left in my hand, so what am I doing here? Checking for attacks. Yeah, well this is going to be it. That's 7-1, isn't it? We've been here before, so this is going to go ahead. These 2 units are going to attack. There is no reserves. There's no auxiliary card. So the odds are now 7-2. Once we take away the situational strength, it's 7-2, so it's 3-1 odds. And chip pools is 1-2. Now we're dispersed. That doesn't give them a chip pool, does it? I think that's the one that just reduces a hit. Disperse, can't move, attack, advance, or receive IP. If all defending units start an attack, disperse combat tactics can be applied. Hits occurred by the attacker reduced by 1. Unit stack can retreat only 1 hex. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we can't play a card and they get to reduce a hit. Okay, that's fine. You would definitely check. Yeah, it'd be Unit 1 doing it first. I'm just looking here. Yeah, it happened before. In fact, maybe that was the same unit and we just retreated it once. Because it could only retreat once. They can only retreat once. Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? It was the same 2 units attacked it. Right, anyway. So 3-1. 7-2. 3-1. 2 chip pools. They reduce a hit to themselves. However, yeah, we need to get a combat tactic and there's no cards left. So I need to shuffle up the Soviet discards. So I'll go and do that. Okay, that's cards shuffled up. So we'll draw a combat tactic. Get 40th Army Units card, which is NKVD. That's pretty bad. Does that not deal us a hit? I want to say. NKVD on Soviet attack increases hits incurred by the defender by 1, and then NKVD combat chip supply. So, and then that increases his chip pools by 1 as well. So 3-1 odds with 3 chip pools. He is already at D1 and already at A-1, if you like. And we can't play a card. Right, okay, I'll go and get the 3 chips. Yeah, that's a bad start. Defender dispersed, unsupplied, or not supported, and he is. So there's an A-1 and a D1 to that. So I think this guy's in trouble. Doesn't apply. City or attack not supported for a D-2 or time woods or broken. On the other side for a D-1, and unfortunately we're in a clear hex. So, okay, 1 to come. Okay, air power, so it doesn't apply. However, I think it's curtains, isn't it? Because the NKVD was given a D1 and we've got a D1 there, so the total is going to be D2. So yeah, D2, no hits to them. We can only retreat 1 hex. So we retreat, that satisfies the 1 step, but we're taking 2 hits anyway. So yeah, that guy's gone, I'm afraid. Not really that it matters, but well, it's not nice, I suppose. And then I suppose to be complete, we should advance after combat. Unit 1, it's not into any primary direction. It's not a VP hex. It wouldn't be enabling supply. Would it be? See, the restriction is don't cause another Soviet unit to become unable to trace supply. I'm just wondering if he goes in there, can he still trace supply himself? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I can just, yeah. Right, anyway, it's not enabling supply, it's not a secondary direction, right? So it's the attack hex, so it will. Well, the thing is, hang on, I don't think they're going to advance, Grant. Because unit will advance into surrounded or nearly surrounded hex only if VP hex or doing so enables Soviet unit to trace supply. So if he advances into there, then he's nearly surrounded. Now, yeah, I don't think he is nearly surrounded where he is. Or maybe he is. Well, it doesn't matter if he is or not, because it doesn't specify that. I wanted, I checked in the rulebook the last time because I want to feel like that maybe should say unless it exists at the start of the, before the advance. If it exists that this unit's nearly surrounded where he is, does it really matter if he moves into a hex it's nearly surrounded? But it doesn't say that. So if is he nearly surrounded? To be honest, I don't think he is where he is actually. But if he moves into there, I can move a unit into there and surround him. So he will not advance into there. He will not advance. Remember, nearly surrounded is only the movement of 1 unit, Grant. Well, hang on. If he moves into there, can I surround him? I think I can get something into there. Yeah, I can. If I move 1, 2, 3 into there, then Zok. Yeah, I can. So none of them are going to advance actually. And that's going to be it. They're the 2 units that activated. They both done something. Well, they got a wee bit of something to finish things off. That's the last impulse for the Soviets. And I want to say that I think we've won. Now I do have these 3 cards left, and I was wondering about, and I think I will just leave this till tomorrow and see. Although I might not, because it's a bit pointless, isn't it? I've got 3 amazingly strong cards to finish. Let's just double check though that we're not missing something simple. I mean, I've got my next 3 impulses all lined up, or I could make 1 attack, use 2 combat tactics, or whatever. The Soviets can't do anything else. All they can do is draw combat tactics. So let's just see if it comes to the end. And I may pass. Right, I'm not going to pass. So we repeat Soviet and German impulses. When one side runs out a card, the other takes consecutive impulses till both sides draw piles and your hand are all exhausted, ending the game turn. End the turn phase. From turn 4, check victory levels in current turn space. That's the first step you would make. It's 17.2. Right at the back somewhere, Grant. 17.2. Winning the game. The scenario instructions in section 18 state when to conduct victory checks and the number of victory points that result in a German victory, as well as the level of that outcome. So just zoom in there and I'll just move them. We are on turn 6, so just move them out of the way. Didn't need to activate any 1 unit. No, it's a bit of shadow in there, but Right, sorry, phone call, as you could probably have heard. So just move them down a bit and take that shadow away, hopefully. And you can see less than 17 and it's got the K at the end as a German strategic victory. And like I say, the K means we own Kharkov, which we do, and there's the victory points showing we're at 16. So, although I've still got 3 cards in my hand, I don't really need to do anything. I mean, a daft thing to do would be maybe attack out of Kharkov and take that many hits, but yeah, I don't even think that would happen anyway, would it? But I'm not going to do anything silly like that, obviously. So that, yeah, section 18 tells you about, yeah, victory level, campaign game. Yeah, game turns 1 to 14. If not decided earlier, yeah, and you check it at the end of each turn. So that was a German, what was it? Strategic victory. So that's the best one, isn't it? That is, aye. Yeah, because you can only get it on turn 4, 5, and it's still strategic on turn 6. In fact, it's still strategic on turn 7 and 8 as well, actually. So German strategic victory. Operation Star and Gallop failed to create meaningful breakthroughs. German counter-attacks swiftly retake Soviet gains, destroying 2 Soviet fronts in the process. So, yeah, if I've got everything right, I think that's where we're at. Well, yeah, I'm just looking at ground condition markers, but I think they were only just kicking in at the end of this turn as well, weren't they? So they'll not come into it either. So, yeah, well, I totally didn't expect that. I thought I'd be playing this game for quite a bit longer than this. In some ways, I suppose it's a bit of a shame. We might like to have seen more turns go on. To see how because we're not really, well, we thought we have counter-attacked, really, haven't we, a bit? I mean, or we wouldn't be in this position, really. But not enough of what's happened. I mean, I was going to have to start getting these units moving, wasn't I? And like getting them going. I mean, all we got really moving was 40 core. Got them happening a little bit. But it just shows you Kharkov did hold out with that. So I don't know what you can take from all that. I do feel, like I said again, I got really lucky with the card draws in the last 2 turns. I think the cards have just come out really, really well for me. The Soviet cards. They've just... there's not been a lot of reshuffling going on. Cards getting reshuffled back in, which that was happening earlier on. I know earlier on Soviets are attacking more, right enough, but yeah, and yeah, and we got great cards, and this happened. Oh, I didn't even need to use these, you know, but they were there sitting if need be, and thought I might have had to chuck in any one combat tactic into one of these areas, but you see what happened down there. I mean, this was only me protecting this one victory. I didn't want to lose any more victory points, obviously, but you could see how that could, you can game it a little bit to make sure that this was not attacked to a certain degree. You know, you don't know if there's more units about, they might move around the VP hex and ignore the weaker units round about. It's possible. I suppose you could look at it that way, but there's nothing I could do with Kharkov, really. But yeah, I'm so glad I did do that air resupply, get that guy out of isolated status, and yeah, I mean, and saying that, well, the 69th Army there would have had an attack as well. Pretty sure 40th Army would have had an attack. 3rd Tank, yeah. There would have been if it had been still isolated, I would have had at least 3 attacks on it this turn, at least. And things might have been different as well. It might have been worse than that. So there is a chance 3 attacks on it might have reduced it enough. And I forgot I was saying D6 it needs. It's actually D7 because I was forgetting about the 1 reduction from the city. And also here I think I mentioned this being D3 to eliminate, but it would actually be D4, wouldn't it? Because of the town soaking up a hit. Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll just put this out as the part. I might come back tomorrow and finish this off. I don't know. It seems kind of pointless, doesn't it? Really. Although I don't know what I'm going to do with myself now, because I did think I'm going to be at this for quite a bit longer. I know I kept saying, "Oh, if we can hold on to the end of this time," I really didn't think it was going to be achievable. Up until sort of like halfway through the turn, and I thought, wait a minute, maybe this is doable. Um, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. My next project or game to record, shall we say, on camera, really wanted to be Fields of Fire again. I wanted to go back to it because we've now got a new rule book, even though it's only in digital format at the moment. However, I haven't even started looking at the rules, and I need to start from scratch again. And it's a long rule book. And although I know a lot of things about it, yeah, I don't think I might still be better waiting until they actually release the update kit and the new deluxe version of it. I'm not going to buy the deluxe version. I'm just going to get the update kit. But I think that's a wee while away and coming out. So that's why I was thinking, why not? You've got the rules there. Why not get it started at least and just play the very first mission? You know, which I've played probably 2 or 3 times now. I did get into the campaign a little bit, but I could have done that. And I really do want to get that game going again. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about all that. I want to record DD at Tarawa and DD at Pelelu. I will do that at some point. I say Tarawa was the first one I got in the series, and I loved that. So I would like to do they two. And it might. I don't know. I don't know if I want to sort of chuck one of them on the table right now. It might be better thinking of something else for now. Well, like I say, I've not really been thinking about it because I thought we would be here a bit longer. But it seems not. Unless, of course, I upload this video and which I might well leave things as they are, just in case somebody does come and say, Grant, you forgot about... So I might not just strip the table, although you want to get the video up quick then, Grant, or you're going to be sitting with us on the table for a while. Mind you, I do have other space, I suppose. Right, okay, well, that could be it then, guys. That was great, again. Most enjoyable game. Now, I actually found the German solo easier than the Soviet solo. I said this before, the AI and the Soviet solo I found harder because you've got dangerous around, basically, and you don't really have that in this. So I found that, but whether it was maybe I played the Soviet solo first but it was catching me out a bit. Now, I'm not saying this game was flawless. Lots of mistakes been picked up. I'd like to say there were small ones that, whether you can say these errors would have made a difference or not, then they might have done. You know, you can't. It's not going to be completely error free, but the ones that have been pointed out, although some of them have been really annoying to me, I don't feel like I've made anything major. I don't think so anyway. Not anything super duper major, but maybe enough to sort of say, well, yeah, I possibly wouldn't have been at 16 victory points and own Kharkov right now. But yeah, you can only go so far. I think anybody playing these games, anybody that's played this and they've got a victory, I'm sure they could possibly say to themselves, well, I might not have played that rule properly, or I might have got a wee mistake here or there wrong. So, yeah, as long as it's not anything glaringly sort of brutal that would, you know, I don't think I've done any of them anyway. Hopefully not. Right, okay, I'll start putting this together. I'll watch it back a wee bit just to make sure myself. and I'll have it out there for folks to watch. And I probably won't bother coming back with this unless somebody points out something big. I could come back and maybe, if somebody points out the fact I'm not got the victory right now, then yeah, I'd like to try and change that then, or have to carry on maybe. Right, okay, well hopefully that won't be the case, and we've got something at last. Yeah, okay, well I hope you enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed it as well. So, and yeah, I don't know, I'll have to just start thinking about what's going to be next, but we'll see. Okay, right, cheers guys, bye.